My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the entire cosmic creation is caused by you, and the cosmic manifestation is an effect of your energy. Although the entire cosmos is, but you alone, you keep yourself aloof from it. The conception of mine and yours is suddenly a type of illusion, maya, because everything is an emanation from you and is therefore not different from you. Indeed, the cosmic manifestation is non-different from you, and annihilation is also caused by you. This relationship between your Lordship and the cosmos is illustrated by the example of the seed and the tree, or the subtle cause and gross manifestation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. In Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, the Lord says, Bijang mang sarva bhutanang vidhi partha sanatanam. O son of Prutha, know that I am the original seed of all existences. In the Vedic literature it is said, Isavasyam idam sarvam jatova imani bhutani jayante and sarvam khalvedam brahma. All this Vedic information indicates that there is only one God and that there is nothing else but Him. Mayavadi philosophers explain this in their own way, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead asserts the earth, the truth, that He is everything and it is separate from everything. This is the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is called Achintya Bheda Tattva. Everything is one, the Supreme Lord, and everything is separate from the Lord. This is the understanding of oneness and difference. The example given in this regard, Vasu Khalavad Asti Saravo, is very easy to understand. Everything exists in time, yet there are different phases of time factor. Present, past and future. Present, past and future are one. Every day we can experience the time factor as morning, noon and evening. And although morning is different from noon, which is different from evening, all of them taken together are one. The time factor is the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the Lord is separate from the time factor. Everything is created, maintained, and annihilated by time, but the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, has no beginning and no end. He is Nitya Shaswata, eternal, permanent. Everything passes through times, ages of present, past, and future. Yet, the Lord is always the same. Thus, there is undoubtedly a difference between the Lord and the cosmic manifestation. But actually, they are not different. Accepting them to be different is called vidya, ignorance. The true oneness, however, is not equivalent to the conception of the Mayavadis. The true understanding is that difference are manifested by the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The seed is manifested as a tree which displays varieties in its trunk, branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has therefore sung, Kesavatu ya jagata vichitra. My dear Lord, your creation is full of varieties. The varieties are one and at the same time different. This is the philosophy of Achintya, Bheda, Bheda Tattva. The conclusion given in Brahma Samhita is this: Ishvara Paramakrishna Sajidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna known as Govinda, the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Because the Lord is the supreme cause, everything is one with him. But when we consider varieties, we find that one thing is different from another. We may conclude, therefore, that there is no difference between one thing and another. 18 varieties, there are differences. In this regard, Madhacharya gives an example concerning a tree and a tree in fire. Both trees are the same, but they look different because of the time factor. The time factor is under the control of the Supreme Lord, and therefore the Supreme Lord is different from time. An advanced devotee consequently doesn't distinguish between happiness and distress. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tattenukampang susamikhavana bhunjane vatma krutam vipakam. When a devotee is in a condition of so-called distress, he considers it a gift, a blessing from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a devotee is always thus situated in Krishna consciousness, in any condition of life, is described as Mukti Padesh or Dayabhak, a perfect candidate for returning home back to Godhead. The word Dayabhak means inheritance. A son inherits the property of his father. Similarly, when the devotee is fully Krishna conscious and disturbed by dualities, he is sure that he will return home back to Godhead, just as one inherits his father's property. Sri Prahlad Maharaj, the statements, the conclusive statements, very important conclusions are given by Sri Prahlad Maharaj, one of the eminent Mahajans. Mahajans he called Sri Satyamani. We must accept the statements of Mahajana as conclusive statements, because a true Mahajana knows the real truth. He is the Mahajan who is a devotee, dear devotee of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj is such a Mahajan, dear devotee. So he gives such statements, which is undoubtedly supreme, in all aspects are undoubtedly supreme truth. Here in this verse, the Lord Maharaj says that entire cosmic creation is the manifestation of an effect of Lord's energy. Although the entire cosmos is but you alone, that means the energy and energetic is one, same. Shakti, Shaktiman, Abhinna. That formula is there in Vedanta Sutra. According to that formula, the entire cosmos is but you alone, Prahlad Maharaj says. But you keep yourself aloof from it. This is a very, very confidential truth. How there is difference and how there is no difference. Therefore, Srimad Mahaprabhu gives the Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. And in this verse, Prahlad Maharaj gives the same Tattva, the Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Indeed, the cosmic manifestation is none different from the Lord. And the annihilation is also caused by the Lord. How there is difference and how there is no difference. So this relationship between the Lord and the cosmos is illustrated by the example of seed and the tree. This example is a very good example, perfect example. To understand this philosophy, in the purport, our revered spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, gives very nice example and explanation of the verse, which is very easy to understand this most confidential philosophy. Anadiradir Govindam Sabhakarana Karana. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sajidananda Vigraha. Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana. That Govinda is cause of all causes, supreme cause. He is Anadi, he has no reason, but he is the reason of everything. That Brahma Samhita says. And also in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bijamang sarvabhutanang vidhi partha sanatanam. Bija means seed, original seed of all existence. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the original seed of all existence. Because it is the source of all emanation, all manifestation. In Vedic literature, we find so many statements given, similar statements. Ishavasyam idam sarvam jato vaimani bhutani jayante sarvam khalyudam brahma. All the statements give the same thing, same meaning. Those who are devotees of the Lord, they can understand it. This confidential truth, conclusive truth. But those who are not devotees, impersonalists or Mahabadis, they cannot understand it. They explain this truth in a different way, which is not true. Maharaja ji ko aise satya hoy. Therefore, it is stated, only Maharaja, a devotee, the devotee of the Lord, speaks the truth. And one must accept the statement given by Maharaja, and so not accept a statement given by Mahabhadis. Therefore, Srimad Mahaprabhu has said, Mayavadi bhashya sunile hoy sarvanash. If someone listens to the philosophy of Mayavadis, it will be completely ruined, finished. So, Srimad Mahaprabhu has warned us not to associate with the Mayavadis, with the impersonalists, not to listen to them. Only associate with Vaishnavas, devotees, Mahajanas, and listen to them. So one can understand very easily this truths relating to the Lord and His energy, effect of His energy, the cosmic manifestation. So this example given, that the seed and tree, is a very nice example here. This true understanding is that difference is manifested by the knowledge of the Supreme Personality Godhead. The seed is manifested as a tree, which displays varieties in its trunk, branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. This is the philosophy of oneness and difference, varieties. How everything is one, manifested is different. This is the philosophy here. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, an eminent Vaishnava Acharya, he has sung like that. Kesavatu ya jagato vichitro. My dear Lord, your creation is full of varieties. But in truth, everything is one, though there is varieties. This is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. This is a very confidential truth, but difficult to understand for ordinary people. But those who are devotees, those who are always engaged in loving service of the Lord, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, by constant chanting the holy name of the Lord, whose hearts are being purified, they can understand it very easily. Otherwise, it cannot be understood by others. Therefore, Mayavadis explain in a different way. But here, in this verse, and the purport given by our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada is very exhaustive to understand this truth. Another thing is stated here, that is time factor. This, according to the time factor, in course of time, everything changes, and at last everything is annihilated. But the Creator, the Supreme Lord, is beyond time factor, because time factor is under His control. Therefore, Supreme Lord is different from time. An advanced devotee consequently doesn't distinguish between happiness and distress. এই ভালো এই মন্দ, এসব মনের ধর্ম। In Chaitanya Kuviraj Goswami said, because an advanced devotee never distinguishes between happiness and distress. এই ভালো এই মন্দ এইসব মনোর ধর্ম। In actuality, there is nothing good or bad, bhalo or mand. Because everything is from the Supreme Lord, Sat Asat. In Srimad 10th canto, that it has been said, Tattenu Kumpang Susamikhyamana Bhunjane Vatma Kruta Vipakam. Very important verse. When a devotee in a condition of so-called distress, he considers it a gift, a blessing from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When this conception comes, he becomes Muktipade Dayabha. He becomes a perfect candidate for returning home back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada says, giving a very nice, explaining it in a nice way, that Dayabhak means inheritance. The son inherits the property of his father. Similarly, when the devotee in full Krishna conscious, undisturbed by dualities, he is sure that he will return home back to Godhead, just as one inherits his father's property. Srimad Bhagavad says, Sarvajoni Sukaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantija Tasam Brahma Mahabjoni Aham Bijapadapita. Krishna has said how he is this seed-giving father, who is Supreme Father. All are the sons. So, the son has this right to inherit his father's property. The living entity, being the son, the Supreme Father, Supreme Lord, he has this right to go back home, back to Godhead, the kingdom of God. And he must qualify himself to have it. And that is the qualification. Tattvanukam pangsu samikhyamana bhunjane vatma krudam vipakam. This is the qualification. When a devotee is in a condition of so-called distress, considers it a gift, a blessing from Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, he is qualified now to inherit Supreme Father's property. That means to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, this is most important. Once a suitable candidate to go back home, back to Godhead. He is the perfect candidate to inherit his father's property. Otherwise, no inheritance. Cut up. Okay?